So I downloaded and used all the wallets available on the Cardano ecosystem, so you don't have to. By the end of this video, you'll know which wallet is the best for you based on your trading needs or your investing strategies. Before we begin, I want to say that I left out some few wallets over here, and the reason why I left these wallets out is simply because I'm actually looking for wallets that can be, used to interact with DeFi protocol and also to store our assets such as ADA. So these are the wallets that I shortlisted in terms of this exercise, and these over here are sort of like the criteria that we're looking for in order for us to judge these wallets. We're going to start off by Nami over here, and just to give you an overview of why I did this this way is simply because we can use, for example, let's talk about dApp compatibility. We can actually slide this over if we feel like this wallet is doing very great on that department. Over here, or you can see that we've got all the wallets that I selected, and I could have used just numbers in terms of giving these wallets a score, but I felt like it wouldn't be fair because it will be harsh, because some wallets here will actually score about maybe 5 out of 100. So I felt like if we just use this slider over here, for example, when it comes to compatibility here, if we feel like Nami wallet is compatible with connecting with dApps, we can actually slide this over to maybe, let's say, 100%. If we feel like that's not the case, we can maybe put it to 50% based on our findings. So that's why I actually chose the slider option rather than giving these wallets a score per category. So like I said, these are our wallets. Let's get started. We're going to use Nami here as our first wallet. You can see that we've got a Nami wallet, which is a browser extension, which is great. Now, if we come to interact with a trading protocol, let's go ahead and connect Nami wallet over here. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a connection, and I'm going to grant access, and you can see here I'm on a testnet. Now, the nice thing about Nami wallet is that you can actually come to the wallet itself, go to settings over here, and you can actually switch this to the testnet, mainnet or testnet. So already we can come to our score here and actually give them 100% here on a slider, because they've got that integration with regards to the testnet and mainnet. And a nice thing that I like about Nami wallet in this case is that this is all integrated in just one wallet address, so I don't have to create an additional wallet address in order for me to access this wallet on a testnet, which is really great. So great job there, Nami. So let's start off here with dApp compatibility. So obviously now we can see that it is compatible not only here, but also if you come to, let's say, Sundeaswap over here, you can see I've got Nami wallet connected, so you can see that it is compatible with dApps. Also here we can give it full slider. So Nami already is doing great, but obviously stay until the end of the video to find out which wallet is actually the best wallet on the Cardano ecosystem. Let's go ahead and actually see if it works. So let's go ahead and perform a trade. I'm going to move 10 ADA over here, and let's select another currency, and I'm going to perform a swap. Already, one thing I don't like about these wallets is that you constantly have to sign in each and every transaction. So let's look at the overall design of the wallet itself. I'm going to click on the extension over here, and you can see that it's very slow, and already you can see testnet over here is overlapping with the assets that I have in the wallet, which is really terrible design already. And I also don't like the fact that you've got these items over here. They're not really self-explanatory. So I would have liked to see a better layout in terms of the overall design over here. As you can see here, testnet is overlapping. It looks like it's not a finished product, but it is what it is. In terms of design, it's working, but it's not the best. So if you actually go to features, you can see that we've got very few settings that we have. Just dark mode, not so much. We don't have much going on in terms of features. So if we actually come here in terms of features, we're actually just gonna give this about maybe 20%, and in terms of design, they could do way better. I'm gonna give it about 30% or so. Now let's come to delegation. When we're actually delegating here, in order for us to actually see this, we have to move to the mainnet. So let me just switch to a different browser so I can obviously get a different wallet. Now when you actually want to delegate here, you have to delegate with a specific stake pool. Obviously I understand why they're doing this, because they are the founders of the wallet, and I really understand it. It's helping them with regards to, you know, raising funds, developing the wallets and stuff like that. But when you're actually using one wallet, you want to have that flexibility of having the ability to switch from one stake pool to another. So as much as they have this option here, I feel like they should have an additional, you know, feature where you can actually switch to a different stake pool immediately. So with regards to delegation, yes, you can delegate, but you're only delegating to their stake pool, and maybe that stake pool may not be the stake pool that you actually want to delegate to. So we're just gonna give it about maybe 30% over there. So that is Nami wallet. You can see they didn't get everything 100%. And the next wallet that we want to talk about is Flint, which is also one wallet that I'm excited about when it comes to features, but not everything. So let's jump into the wallet itself and see how it works. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect this wallet here. And Flint wallet is also a Chrome extension. We're going to go and connect. Now we've got Flint connected. Now first thing first, let's perform a swap. So I'm going to go ahead and do 10 ADA. I'm going to swap that. So I'm going to go ahead and put my password. Can see it's got a very nice design. What I do hate, however, is that as much as I just put my password and everything should be done, I mean, in our previous wallet we just put the password and we signed that transaction in, that's all. Over here I just signed the transaction in, but I still have to take an extra step, which is really terrible user experience. So you can see I still have to click continue in order for the trade to be executed. And I don't know why these wallets are doing this thing whereby you have to take an extra step in order for you to accomplish a certain task. But nonetheless, the overall design here is really great. So before we even get to that, let's maybe come here. App compatibility, yes, it is compatible, and I've actually seen this. I think I've seen them testing it out also here with regards to, let me disconnect this. I've seen, you know, a few wallets being tested over here. You can see that Yoroi is being tested as well here. So let's go over the overall design. For me, this is the cleanest design of them all. Actually, what they use here is actually using this footer here to actually house most of the features, which means they have a little bit more room to play with on top here, because obviously here you are limited with the space. So they use that very successfully, which means you can obviously come here, see your NFTs and all that stuff. You know, compare this to the Nami wallet, you can see that, you know, here you've got a feature NFTs, even though here it doesn't necessarily say. I would have liked to, you know, see maybe something called NFT or something like that. Here you can see all your transactions. When it comes to the features here on setting, they've got a ton of features that you can obviously use. One thing that I feel like they should have done when it comes to features is for me to not constantly put in that password. I don't know, it's probably the Cardona blockchain that requires you to constantly put the password. I don't know if that's the case. They've got a ton of features here. In fact, I think out of the all wallets, this one has got, you know, a lot of features here. The bad or terrible thing here is that when you actually want to use the wallet on a testnet, you have to add or create an additional wallet, which means you don't have the same feature that is on Nami wallet, which is to go to settings, go to network, and just toggle that on and off. So that's one thing I really don't like about this wallet, the fact that you have to create an additional wallet to run this on a testnet or mainnet. Let's come back to our score over here, and design wise, this is a good design. I'm gonna slide this thing over. Testnet, terrible, because you have to create an additional wallet. We're gonna give it about 30%. Delegation, obviously I'm running this on a testnet, but you can see, if I can just close that, you can see here, I'm assuming you can delegate everything. I think it's straightforward. So let's give it to them. And with regards to features, they've got, you know, those extra features there on settings. You can see that when you actually come here on the settings tab, you've got a lot of, you know, things that you can do. Obviously you can see that when you come to settings, you've got a lot of things that you can do. However, now that I remember this, I'm actually gonna, you know, take this down to about, you know, 50% when it comes to features, because they've got this useless feature here. I'm just gonna show it to you. This feature here, where is it? I'm gonna go to the main page. This, which I'm assuming is supposed to expand this thing to full screen. See what happens when I click on it. I'm gonna click on it, Now it's going to say that when I click on the wallet again, I'll be able to access that feature. So let's click on the wallet, see what happens. It's opening the same wallet but as a complete new page. Why would you do something like this? I mean, you're still giving me the same thing that you're giving me over here. It's not like there's something additionally that you're giving me now, but for me this is just useless. So that's why I'm actually taking this down to 50%, because what they did there is really not great. What they should have done here is to copy what MetaMask is doing, for example. So let's just jump into MetaMask here. So I'm gonna open MetaMask here, and you can actually see that on MetaMask I can come here and expand this as a full view, which means now, you know, I get the entire wallet with added, you know, benefits of me having this on the full view. But when you actually look at what these guys are doing here, I mean, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense what they're trying to achieve. So if I click back here, and then next time I actually, let me come to this. Now when I actually click, it's gonna come as the pop-up like this. So it doesn't really serve any purpose other than just expanding to the whole view, but it's not giving me any additional benefits or any additional features. Yeah, so for me this feature doesn't make sense, because here I would really appreciate if they had this, you know, as a full extension here that take advantage of the entire page and maybe probably give me additional features. So for that reason I'm actually taking down the design feature. Otherwise you can see that it would have actually scored very, very well. So let's move on to the next wallet, which is now CCVaut. You can see I already have a wallet here. I'm going to click on that, and CCVaut for me is one of the best. And obviously I'm going to give you my reasons, but maybe we can just start with the negatives that I don't like. I don't like the fact that when we actually come to the main net here, testnet here, we can see that if I click on this, I can switch between mainnet or testnet. So let me just click on testnet over here, and you can see that it seems as if for testnet I have to create an additional wallet that's gonna run on the testnet. So for that reason, obviously, you know, you already know what we're gonna do. We're gonna be giving this thing a score over here, same as the previous one. So let's come back to the, you know, dApp compatibility, and for that I'm gonna come and use Sundeaswap. So over here I'm gonna go ahead and connect this. So I'm gonna click on connect and connect with CCVaut. You can see it works perfectly. I can actually try it swapping a token here. Obviously I'm running this on the mainnet, but I'm just gonna swap for Sundeaswap. I'm gonna say 280A, swap this. Again, I don't like the fact that you have to constantly be putting in the password every time you're actually doing a trade. So I'm just gonna exit out of that. So you can actually see that it does connect with, you know, decentralized applications such as Sundeaswap. So we can obviously give that a very, very big percentage over there. In terms of design, let's go back to the wallet itself. So let me just switch this to the main wallet here. So in terms of the design, it's not the best design in the world, but it does what it's supposed to do, which is to display information. And there's a ton of information, and you can see all the stuff here. You can see your tokens and stuff like that. Maybe I can move to a different wallet that actually has additional tokens. If I click on this one here, now I've moved to a different wallet. You can see this is how they actually display their tokens. It's like I said, it's not the best in the world, but it does display all the assets that you have within that wallet. So when it comes to settings here, you can see they've got different features. When it comes to delegating, you can see that you can obviously go and delegate and choose whatever stake pool that you want to delegate with. So that's actually very good. So when you actually come to delegation here, this is 100% great. So when it comes to the design, we're actually gonna give it maybe, let's say 50%, because as much as it's working, but for me it's not appealing on the eye. So the design aesthetic is not the best, but obviously everything works. So let's move on to the testnet. So to the testnet, we're just gonna keep it around 30%, because obviously you have to create that additional wallet, which means you have to create new password. let's move on to additional features. They've got those settings, they've got stuff. So let's maybe give it around 80%. The next, we've got Daedalus wallet. This one, I don't know how it's ended up on this list because it's really terrible. To show you how terrible it is, I actually have a mic here, so I'm actually very close to my laptop, and this is a very, very high spec laptop. I'm just gonna exit out of this and actually try to go and open the Daedalus wallet. You can hear the fans. You can see now it's trying to creating it's running basically a node. It takes forever to load. It's not usable for me. It is definitely not usable. So you can hear the fans from the laptop that it really is terrible. So even when I close out of that, you can see now it's stopping the node. It's actually running a node on the background, so which is really, really crazy for me. I'm trying to exit out of this. So didn't even let me exit. You can hear the fans are actually now stopping because I'm stopping the wallet, but it's still not closing. We're gonna leave that out of the equation. Let's move on to the next wallet here, which is gonna be this one here, Typhon. So what we want to do is to connect Typhon. So I'm gonna click on that. That's simply because I'm running this on the main net, this side. So let me move it to the test net. Now that I have it on a test net and trying to connect, everything works as intended. So let's move 20 ADA and trade it for a different currency. I'm gonna swap that. So I have to put in my password here. You can see I have to confirm this. You can see the extra step that I'm talking about here. Let's cancel this. You can see this extra step that I click on. I want to trade. In MetaMask you'll just have to confirm, and that's all. But here I have to confirm first. I have to also put a password. We can see it's actually working. So when we actually come to the scoring over here on Typhon, depth compatibility, you can definitely slide this over. So when it comes to design, let's come back to the wallet itself. Now what I want to do is to expand the wallet. I'm going to click on this icon, and you can see how this works. When we actually look back to the other wallet that we had here, which is this one, that's what I think they were attempting to do with this feature here. I think that's what they were attempting to do. You can see on this case it just goes the very same thing, but it's opening the entire window. Where else on this side, when you actually click on the wallet, let's just go back here. You can see when you click on this and you expand the view, it actually give you a nice full window, which is great. This is also one of the best wallets that I think exist on Cardano, but now I'm not happy with this bug that I'm seeing here. You can see now it says balance 6. Earlier on it was saying 7, but I know this wallet has way more funds. Actually, if I were to copy the address and come to drip drops, you can see this wallet has about 180 A on it, but when you actually come here, it says it has a balance of 6 ADA, which is crazy. Anyway, let's move back to the testnet. When we come to the scoring sheet here, in terms of the design, let's look at the design. So when we actually come to the design here, it's got everything that you need, but it's not as straightforward as well. Obviously I'm on a test net here. Maybe for me to test some of the features, I need to move to the main net. So when it comes to staking, you can see that you can easily move and go and stake with different pools, which is great. You can deregister. I like the fact that they have this, even though it's not also as straightforward as possible, but I like the fact that it's there. When it comes to settings, you can play around, and it's not much, but I mean it works. It does what it's supposed to do. In fact, when it just comes to settings, they don't have as much settings as the other wallets that we actually tested earlier on. When it comes to the assets, you can see they probably displayed better. You can see the balance that you have within your wallet. The overall design, it's not the best in the world, but they've got great features. I also like the features that you can merge the wallet when you're actually importing the wallet. So the features, they actually thought out of the box. So for that, let's come to the ratings here. And for design, it's not the best, but it works. We're going to give it about 50%. Let's maybe 65, somewhere around there. The testnet, perfect, because here you can see that you can obviously move from testnet to mainnet. This is what we're looking for, a button, simple, one click away, and then I'm using the very same address. I'm moving from a testnet to mainnet. So that's perfect. That's what I'm looking for. In fact, here I can already tell you that only 2 wallets have these capabilities, which is this wallet, Typhon, and the Nami wallets. But the rest don't have these features. So when you're actually designing wallets, I feel like you should be going around the blockchain and looking at all these wallets, whether it's Phantom wallet, MetaMask, and copy whatever that works for them and integrate that into your wallet. Obviously these blockchains are different and the capabilities are different, but when you're actually designing a product, and I'm saying this from a designer perspective, is that you do your research with regards to what is already there on the market. And for me, all these wallets here on Cardano seems like they didn't really do the research in terms of what's already out there on the market. How does it work? What can we take from that and actually integrate it into our wallet? With regards to delegation here, you saw that they do a very good job when it comes to staking. You can stake with whoever you want to stake with immediately, so that's great. So I'm gonna slide this over to also 100%. You can already tell that this is a very good wallet. Already by looking at this, you should be getting an indication or an idea of which wallets are the best wallets in Cardano. So let's go to features over here. We saw that they have settings, they have assets. It's not the best. We're gonna give him maybe let's say around 70%. So that will be 50, 67 will be around about here. So you can already tell which wallets are the best on Cardano. So we're only left now with 2 more wallets. So maybe before we get to reviewing these wallets, let's actually send some funds. So I'm gonna go back to my CCVaut and actually send some funds over. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and copy the address. Already this wallet is giving away new features that we're getting here, which is the way that you're actually copying the address, but we're going to get to that in a moment. So let's come back to our CCVaut and actually paste our address over here and select next. I'm just going to send 11 ADA, and I'm going to put my spending password. All right, let's move on to the next wallet, which is Gero wallet. Gero or Gero. Who comes up with these names anyway? Anyway, let's come to our wallet over here. I'm gonna put my password. So this is the wallet. This is how it looks like. In fact, you can actually come here on a testnet. Let me just try to connect it. So I'm gonna click on connect. You can see it doesn't connect. Why? Because when you actually come to the wallet over here, you've got no testnet. There isn't any testnet within this wallet. It's for that reason that it's not connecting over here. Otherwise, the wallet actually looks good. I actually like this part here. I actually also like the fact that I can come here and copy my address. It is the only wallet within all these wallets that have this feature, which actually shows that these things are actually doable. It's just that these developers are choosing not to do them. All these wallets seems to make you do an extra step for you to accomplish one task. So I like what they did here, which is to copy the wallet directly from here. However, I'm afraid that's the only thing I actually like about the wallet. The entire wallet design itself is not too bad, but they've got so much going on. For example, they've got buy, send, share, which is okay. However, you still got this space here on the footer. Why didn't they move this right here on the footer so that we can obviously fill this up? When you actually come to settings here, or rather here on my account, you can see that also they've got this feature, which is also great. Maybe this is a second feature that I like about this wallet. I can set the timer to auto lock the wallet, which is great. However, within this page, you can see that if I now want to go back to the main wallet, it's very difficult for me to do that. So what I have to do is I have to scroll up in order for me to see the exit button. So like I said, these wallets seems to not take into consideration the user experience, that when you actually want to go back, why do you have to slide your mouse your mouse wheel in order for you to actually see that button to go back. So for that reason, you know, this feature is a great feature, but they just mess it up right there. So I'm gonna come to the design evaluation here, and you actually saw that I'm unable to connect with the DEP in terms of testnet, and also Sundeaswap doesn't support this. So at this stage, I'm unable to connect it at all. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. Design, I'm actually gonna give them a little bit more just because they added that feature. In fact, with regards to design, I'm gonna keep it 50%. Maybe, you know, with regards to features, I'm actually gonna give it like 85 or 90% because of that ability for me to copy that address. In terms of delegation, so let's go to delegation. Yes, you can delegate. I almost gave them a wrong score, so the correct score here is 100%, because when you come here you can actually click on that and actually start staking. It's going to look for your stakings, and then I'm going to look for Bloom, for example, and you can see it brings up any pool that I'm looking for that's working 100%. So let me give them the right scores. So it's not the worst wallet, because now you can see that it's actually scoring very, very good. But the issue is that I'm unable to connect this with a DEP. But obviously you can see that there are some exchanges that I'm trying to integrate the DEP compatibility, but unfortunately at this stage you cannot do it. So what else is left? Let's come back to the wallet. The graph is terrible. I don't like it. The fact that the market is actually down right now, if you actually come to CoinMarketCap and just look at the entire spectrum of the crypto space, you can see everything is down here. So in my view, when you click here, this graph here should be representing the same thing that is happening. For example, here on ADA, just gonna, you know, come to ADA, you can see that the graph is red. So that's the same thing that should be happening. It should be corresponding here, but unfortunately in this case it doesn't. Otherwise, I really like this feature here, the ability for me to click the wallet and copy it like that. So let's move on to the next wallet, which is Yoroi wallet. You can see the wallet is on, but basically you can see that it's very slow. It's not showing all the information that we're looking for. It is really, really that slow. So without being slow, we're just gonna go ahead and judge the design. The entire design is actually looking very clean. I like it. You can go to, you know, features such as asset. You can see all the assets that you're holding within that wallet. At this stage, it's not compatible with dApps, but we also saw that they're trying to integrate it, especially when you go to Sundeaswap. So if you come to the design, it's actually looking very clean. And with regards to the design, we're just gonna give them maybe, let's say, about, you know, 75%. Now when it comes to, you know, testnet, unfortunately we cannot do a testnet. And delegation, you can delegate 100%, I know that. And the way that you find delegation is that you go to the wallet itself and just click on delegation list. From there you can obviously go and pick whatever stake pool that you want to stake with. So for that reason, we're actually giving them a full slider over here. Now when it comes to features, they don't have that many, but you know, you are able to see your assets and all that. So maybe we can just leave it over here. All right, now let's come to this data and see who is the winner. On paper, you can see that Typhon is really a good wallet, and also CCVaut is a good wallet. In fact, by the way that we actually rated this, you can see Typhon is the best wallet on Cardano. Unfortunately, not all the DEX support it at this stage, and I also didn't like the fact that they were displaying a wrong amount within my balance. So for that reason, CCVaut is going to take the #1 spot, and the reason behind that is simply because obviously all the DEX support CCVaut at this stage, and obviously Typhon is going to be our #2 over here. And the third wallet will be either Nami wallet or Flint. I use Nami wallet a lot for interacting with DeFi protocols such as Sundeaswap. So I use it a lot, but I never use it for my investment. Also, Flint wallet is a good wallet, but obviously everything I think is still under development at this stage. So my #1 wallet will be actually this one, which is CCVaut, and obviously this one here, which is Flint, not Flint, Typhon. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. And also, because I spoke so much crap on this video, I also want to take a challenge of designing my own wallet to fix all the things that I don't like about all these wallets. So if that video is up on your channel, it should be popping on the screen right now. I don't know when the video is going to be up, but it won't be long. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Peace.